Hello my dudes, welcome back to Internet Analysis. Today I want to talk about all the smart products that are actually so painfully dumb, it's infuriating. This was inspired by a washer and dryer that I will be telling you about later. Anything we know, love, tolerate will eventually break and be replaced with a new version. An upgrade that promises to be smarter, more connected than ever before. And almost inevitably, that thing will be worse. I was influenced to buy this $100 nightlight sound machine for my baby, and you need an app to operate it. And congrats on the new AirPods. Isn't it so fun when you're listening to something on your phone and then they decide to switch over to your laptop for some reason? Right, that's what I wanted, thank you. But essentially it's all wrapped up in shitification, the process by which everything is getting worse, planned obsolescence, this fun thing where companies actually design and build products to specifically not last. They want them to fall apart within a few years so that we can buy more things, which is actually really nice when you think about it. Buying new things is fun. Like back in the day, appliances and stuff used to last for decades. Ew. I would much rather be buying a dishwasher annually. Of course, at the root of all of this is the idea of like innovation and exponential growth, which as we all know can definitely last forever, right? I mean, that's the exponential part. It's not only unsustainable, but it's impossible. And we've kind of hit that point where like now, yeah, we're getting new gadgets that are smarter, but it's a whole lot of nothing. As this Redditor wrote, why does my coffee maker need Wi-Fi? My toaster has Bluetooth. Why do I need to update the software on a fridge? Instead of companies actually listening to customers and giving us what we want, what we're asking for, they're mostly just giving us more apps.
Why does literally every single thing need an app?
Apartment wants me to use the app to get into the pool. You have to use the app to get into the hotel, an app to get into the parking garage. You need an app for street parking.
Yeah, our microwave comes with an app and a membership. If you use the microwave without the app, it will fucking explode.
And this app that is required in order to use the thing you just paid hundreds of dollars for, it's gonna be a little laggy. It's gonna have some bugs. It is gonna crash constantly. Is it the worst app you've ever used? They're all kind of jockeying for last place. But it's okay because these apps are actually really good for the companies because they allow them to surveil us all constantly and they can harvest all of our valuable data. Aren't we so lucky to live in the year 2026 where everything is smart, everything is connected, everything requires Bluetooth and Wi-Fi and an app and a cloud subscription? It is a privilege to be able to repurchase the exact same item every few years, forever, because it's a new version. It's an upgrade. As many have said, we've gotten to this point where smart products are dumb and dumb products that don't connect to the internet or just have basic features might actually be the smartest purchase you can make. So today I just want to share some of my favorite, most hated examples of smart products. Let's begin. I want to start with house keys. They're boring and unchic, am I right? How can we make the experience of opening your door more exciting, more impressive?
When I first moved in, we had a fob system for locks. Little gray disc that you attach to your keychain and you just slap it up against the little magnetic-y thing and it unlocks. A year and a half to 2 years ago, we all get an email from our apartment complex that they are doing away with the fob system and instead we are going to be on a phone app lock system. Every single resident I talk to, we hate this app system.
Here's an unnecessary upgrade that nobody asked for. This new system introduces so many more potential problems. First of all, very obviously, what if I don't want to carry my phone everywhere? What if I don't want to bring my phone with me every time I step out of the door? What if my phone is dead? What if I'm having Bluetooth problems? What if the app is crashing or glitching, as they never do? Now I'm gonna need tech support just to get into my apartment, but oh wait, if my phone's not working, what do I do? I also just kind of don't like smart locks. I don't like the idea of it. Maybe I'm a little too suspicious. But like, how many times have I stayed in a vacation rental where they clearly never changed the entry code and I'm like, oh cool, how many dozens of people have the code to this door? I will definitely sleep well tonight. Or if you're living in a big apartment complex and everybody has these smart locks, what if there's a glitch and somehow somebody else's app opens my door? I don't know. Clearly I am anxious, but I'm also a woman living in the world and that's kind of my natural state. But before we continue, this portion of today's video is sponsored by CookUnity. Sometimes I get tired of what's in my kitchen, or I don't want to think about what to make for lunch or dinner again. When I want to switch things up, CookUnity comes in handy. CookUnity is a chef-to-you meal delivery platform that connects you with hundreds of fresh, fully prepped meals from award-winning chefs. It is super convenient and easy, cutting down on grocery shopping and cooking and cleaning. So first you're going to set your taste preferences preferences, likes, dislikes, any dietary needs. Next, pick your meals. There are so many to choose from, hundreds, all handcrafted in small batches in a regional kitchen near you. And soon enough, your order will arrive at your door, never frozen. Just store everything in the fridge and follow the simple prep instructions. Many meals can be ready in as little as 2 minutes. And when you're working on your next order, it's very flexible, which is great. Things change. You can adjust, pause, or cancel at any time. So this week I was mainly craving Mexican food and rice bowls, sometimes both. Burrito bowl, quesadilla, rice, all the beans. That is basically my diet. The surprise hit ended up being the Marry Me Tuscan chickpeas. Very simple, but beautiful. The perfect lunch, really light, but also satisfying. I love chickpeas, and that coconut milky sauce, so good. Click my link in the description to check out CookUnity. Use my code tiffanyferg50 to get 50% off your first order. Anyway, even aside from all of that, using your phone, having to pull your phone out to open your door is just less convenient.
If I get home and I've got arms full of, grocery bags and I'm by myself, all I have to do is hook my keys onto my finger and just slap the fob and I can unlock the elevator, I can unlock my front door, no problem. Now what I have to do, armful of groceries, is I have to get out my phone, unlock it with my face, go into the app. I have to make sure my Bluetooth is on, and then I hold it up to the little reader thing on the door. It takes on average 3 to 5 seconds for it to register and unlock.
I'm getting even more mad thinking about this, especially as a parent, because so often I'm already carrying a toddler and carrying way too many bags. And the thought that I have to set everything down and try to hold on to my kid and pull out my phone and wait 5 seconds for the thing to unlock, literally nobody has time for that. So infuriating. When you're just trying to get home, those extra few seconds feel like forever. But wait, here's the best part. This fancy new app is not gonna pay for itself.
They also started a new fee attached to our rent, which is called the Technology Connect fee.
Surprise new technology fee that you cannot opt out of. I love it.
And the way they originally talked about it was, we're going to start offering internet as well, but that's totally optional if you want to opt in. A lot of us don't opt in. We use some of the more reliable providers that are around. But that technology fee still exists for everybody every single month, because that technology fee pays for the app. We all pay a subscription of $85 a month to unlock our fucking doors.
This is truly deranged. $85 is a lot of money. $85 is more than a lot of people pay for their entire phone bill. So to have to pay that on top of your rent, your utilities, everything else, just to use an app to open your door, it's sickening.
As the apartment complex, without a vote from its residents, the property managers decided, this is what we're doing now, and we're gonna charge you for it. But it'll be great because it's tech. It's high quality, blah, 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 blah. It's better than the fob system. Meanwhile, the residents hate it. We don't like it. It's not reliable.
First of all, yes, that idea that something techie is inherently good. It's inherently better than an analog option. We'll get into that. But again, I cannot emphasize enough. $85 a month is $1,020 a year. $1,000 for literally nothing. That is robbery. But to be fair, let's think about this from the apartment complex's perspective. They used to just give residents their keys for free. Hello? How are they gonna make any money aside from the fact that they're commodifying housing? But if we take away the keys and their only possible means of entry into their own home is this app, we can charge them $85 a month forever. Though we're definitely going to be arbitrarily increasing that number in the future because we can, inflation. Jillian says her complex has over 200 units. So if you do the math, this complex is bringing in at least $17,000 a month, $204,000 a year from this evil, silly, little, stupid door unlocking app. Now, obviously this technology does not cost $200,000 for this complex every year, right? Some tech company is making bank selling this unnecessary service to a bunch of properties, and the property management company is profiting hugely. I'm sure they're charging the residents more than what it actually costs them. So they just invented a lovely new way to squeeze more money out of everyone. It really should be illegal. I can't believe that you can just turn around and be like, hey guys, new fee just dropped.
This is capitalism in a nutshell. We're going to create a problem. We're then going to solve said problem that we created, and then we're going to charge you for the solution.
Exactly, and that's basically the whole premise of this video, really. These problems are made up, and or the solutions are not actually the most reasonable, the cheapest, the most efficient way to solve that problem. The solution is going to be some overpriced, shiny gadget that's probably not actually going to solve anything. Ideally, it will cause even more problems, because that would be very profitable.
When we talk about how people are struggling to just survive, let alone thrive, it's because of this kind of shit. It's because we have moved to this place where we own nothing. Everything is subscription based. Even being able to get into your front door is on a subscription. Hopefully, wherever I go next, I'll just have a key to get in.
It really is shocking just how many parts of our lives this is happening in. Turning everything into a monthly fee or a subscription. That's not optional. It is bleeding people dry. Like the very famous HP ink situation.
So I got these errors on there, and I'm like, no, why the hell am I not able to print? Like, the ink is new. Like, I haven't used this thing much. I go in on my computer on the HP app, right? This shit say cartridges require HP Instant Ink enrollment.
They remotely shut off my printer until I paid $7.50.
You mean to tell me I gotta have a subscription to print in my own house? This is absurd. This is absurd.
This has happened to so many people over the last few years because they didn't really realize what they were signing up for, or like it was part of their, printer setup process and it sounded like a good idea at first, but they didn't realize that, yeah, they were giving the company the ability to completely lock them out of their own printer. Here's a piece by Charlie Warzel. My printer is extorting me. Instant Ink is a monthly subscription program that purports to monitor one's printer usage and ink levels and automatically send new cartridges when they run low. The name is misleading because the monthly fee is not for the ink itself, but for the number of pages printed. And the ink cartridges occupy some liminal ownership space. You possess them, but you are in essence renting both them and your machine while you're enrolled in the program. I've heard about this before and I was still confused. I'm like, okay, so you're paying $6 for that amount of pages and I'm sure you get charged an extra fee if you go over that page amount, but you just don't even own the ink that you've already paid for? And apparently no. Okay, I had to do some ink math. The math depends on how ink heavy your printing is. Like if you're printing a lot of like full color photos versus just text, that's gonna be a different amount of ink, whatever. I'm comparing just buying your own cartridge. This one, for example, works out to 6 cents a page. According to my math, any of these ink subscriptions are only worth it once you're on the frequent or business plans. Anything less than that, you're going to be paying more per page than just buying your own cartridge. And that's assuming that you're using 100% of your allotted pages every time, which like nobody is. So for the average person that doesn't print that often, you are much better off just buying the cartridges yourself, and you don't have to do all this page math. This is the major problem with this whole concept of owning nothing, because everything is rented, everything is subscription based. Warzel continues, but my printer shakedown is just one example of how digital subscriptions have permeated physical tech so thoroughly that they're blurring the lines of ownership. Even if I paid for it, can I really say that I own my printer if HP can flip a switch and make it inert?
Yeah, I ended up having to take the ink that was fully just fine and I could have used and go out and buy brand new ink, not through HP program, whatever, for it to work. It's bullshit. Would have never bought it if I knew.
Let's talk about innovation. That's the most exciting part of this smart tech revolution. This is about the Internet of Things. Everything is connected. Imagine every device you own is connected to the internet, it's connected to your phone, and eventually all of your devices are connected to each other so they can communicate. Your fridge can talk to Alexa and order you milk or something. And this is ideal. This is the way that we want to operate because this innovation promises a much easier life. We will be stress-free, we will be so relaxed. All of our devices will handle themselves and we'll never have to worry ever again. I will say personally, I have not bought into the smart house. My devices are not connected. They're not speaking to each other, which is a big problem. I found this article, should you buy a smart dishwasher? And now I'm intrigued because I'm like, maybe I've been missing out. What sorts of things is my life lacking? Pang Chie Ho wrote, you can monitor your dishwasher remotely. You might be able to operate your dishwasher remotely. Okay, I can turn on a load in the middle of the night. You can customize your dishwasher's interior lighting. Finally. Some brands let you choose a color to illuminate the inside when you open it. This is more an aesthetic perk than a functional upgrade, but you can customize the lighting for any entertaining occasion. So get ready to dazzle dinner guests. Step 1, have a dinner party. Step 2, I'm opening up the dishwasher and I'm showing everybody, now it's blue. Hope continues, you can choose from more nuanced cycle options. Okay, finally, somebody cares about nuance where we really need it. Make sure you watch my last video. I talked a lot about the lack of nuance in dishwasher cycles. You can be notified when something goes wrong. When Larry, who tests our dishwashers, spilled water to simulate a leak, he received a call from the manufacturer's customer support. It surprised the daylights out of me, he says. He was a little taken aback that the machine didn't shut off automatically upon detecting a leak. It just notified him. Honestly, I'm sold. Imagine what I can do. Really though, it's like, okay, suddenly we need to be able to operate all of our appliances remotely, which like, okay, for some things, like maybe you wanna remote start your car when it's freezing cold in the winter, or you wanna like turn your air conditioning on or off, or maybe even you wanna lock your door because you forgot. Okay. There are some justified smart products. I'm a fan of the Roomba. We have one. Kind of creeps me out when it's chasing me around the house, but it does its job. But yeah, this idea that like I need a notification when my laundry load is done, like yeah, I heard it. Yeah, okay. You don't have to tell me. And also getting another phone notification is a perk. No, thank you.
Okay guys, are you gonna pair your Samsung appliances to smart things?
Oh my god, that clip was the start of a horror movie. Actually, yes, a reboot of Smart House with this lady. Let's go. But yeah, essentially there's this major idea that assumes that something connecting to your phone is inherently cool and good and helpful. And I can see how that might have been a popular idea when it was brand new, like over a decade ago, but now it's like, again, we're tired of it. And now that it's required often, it's not a perk, it's not a fun way to access different features. No, it's a requirement to be able to use the thing. It's pissing me off. This Redditor wrote, husband and I recently renovated our kitchen and our new microwave announces on our Alexa, which we have in every room, hate that, when your food is ready. Like, why would anyone need this? My husband loves having our house be smart, whereas I feel like I'm being held hostage. Exactly, and that's how I would feel. My husband also brought home an Alexa once, and I was like, I don't want this. First of all, don't need her listening all the time. Second of all, I don't want to get in the habit of being like, hey Alexa, turn on the light. Hey Alexa, preheat the oven. Hey Alexa, what temperature is it? I don't need that. Because guess what? I already have my phone glued to me at all times. If I want to talk to somebody, I could talk to Siri. I also don't want to talk to Siri, so it's not for me. But I know there is that type of person who loves this techie idea, and I'm like, okay, Alexa telling you your microwave food is done, knock your socks off. Ultimately, I think these are so many features that we definitely don't need and most people don't even want. Thank you. Let's continue with more inherently great smart techie products. My favorite being the Juicero. Hi, I have problem, me want juice. Okay, you could go to the store, you can buy a couple little bottles, you could go to a juice bar. No, I want fresh juice at home. Okay, so you can buy a juicer, you can go pick all your favorite fruits and veggies. Just a warning, it can get a little messy. Those machines can be kind of hard to clean, but you know, you get delicious fresh juice right at your house. No, sounds too hard. Still want juice. What do?
What is this?
It's a Juicero.
I'm sorry, I don't know what that word means. What's
It's a new
Juicero?
word.
Okay, define it for me.
Juicero, the best juice ever. What comes out of the Juicero is so fresh that it shouldn't even be called juice. It should just be called, I don't know, squashed produce, because that's what it is.
Okay, I actually love that promo. Yes, it is peak millennial humor. It was made in 2016, but honestly, it is fun. It's entertaining. If I have to watch a commercial, I like it to lean into the silliness.
There's nothing to clean. No mess whatsoever. It's so easy that it makes the old way of juicing seem, well, old.
Why did I do all that other stuff?
Who cares? That's our past life. This is our new life.
You're buying this $400 cold pressing juice machine. Plus you've got to buy your proprietary Juicero juice bags. That apparently costs like $5 to $7 a serving. A steal. Sign me up. Yeah, I don't think you're ever gonna like make your money back from this purchase, but again, it's cool, it's techie, it's Wi-Fi enabled for some reason. So are you in?
Juicero.
Wow.
The easiest, freshest, most delicious way to get juice.
let's dig into this actual product. Is this really the easiest, freshest, most delicious way to get juice? I'm gonna call bullshit. I would say the easiest would be just go buy the juice. Again, store, juice bar. Freshest? I don't think so, because you're getting fruit bags delivered to your door, and I don't think that those could possibly be more fresh than like fresh produce. And most delicious? Sadly, I don't know. I never got the chance to try a Juicero juice. Things were going so well for Juicero until they were exposed by Bloomberg. It turns out, as Sam Levin wrote, the $400 machines were revealed to be the equivalent of 2 hands squeezing a juice box. Yes, they found that you could in fact just grab the bag of mashed fruit and veg, and if you squeeze it by hand, it delivers essentially the same result, even faster than the fancy Juicero machine. And I just can't stop thinking about how unnecessary this product is. It's actually kind of amazing. It's just crazy to like create a machine and call it juicing when none of the actual juicing process is really happening via the machine. It's kind of like pre-juiced. Kind of iconic. Levin writes, the company's founder, Doug Evans, who compared himself to Steve Jobs, had previously bragged that the juice press wielded 4 tons of force. And in the face of the embarrassing hand-squeezing videos, the company noted that the machines were connected to the internet, which, hey, that alone, good thing. Wi-Fi. They were connected to the internet and could ensure users don't make juice with packets that have expired. The packets, however, had expiration dates written on them. I love it. People are like, okay, you could use this machine, or you could simply use your own hands and maybe eyes. And it's funny to think, like, who would spend $400 on this juice machine? More importantly, who were the investors who threw in over $100 million for this company? And they call themselves business people. Interesting. Silicon Valley is crazy. I actually miss this era of tech, when tech was like silly and like, yeah, things were like overpriced, but it was kind of wacky and still a little fun and like anything's possible. Whereas now tech has such a dark, ominous vibe. I mean, it was still getting pretty dark even like 10 years ago, but at least we had Juicero. Now it's ruined. Anyway, the ultimate point here is that maybe we are overcomplicating things. As Alex Hearn wrote, if there's one thing the tech community loves, it's an over-engineered solution to a problem that isn't really a problem. It's called innovation. Look it up. Okay, briefly, I want to touch on my beef with touchless bathroom faucets. I understand that in theory, touchless is ideal, right? It's more hygienic than everybody touching the same knobs and handles and stuff. But why, in all these years of these products existing, why does it still take me 3 times longer to wash and dry my hands? We already have an epidemic of people who either don't wash their hands or they're not very good at it, okay? So we need to make this process as easy as possible for everyone. And instead, I'm going up to the sink. The soap's not working. I try the next one, I get a little sad squirt of soap. Then the water's on for 3 seconds and my hand's in the wrong angle and it's taking me forever. Right, okay, humiliating.
Okay, I'm gonna put my phone down and wash my hands now. Bye.
Then I try to go and dry my hands. Doesn't work. Try another one. I'm just waving my hands wildly along the bathroom. All these sensors apparently are incapable of actually detecting human hands, which is kind of their whole point. Love that. I'm just saying, bring back some handles and knobs. Would it kill you? Does everything have to be touch-free? I will say 2 things that I like. I like automatic flushing, okay? I think that's smart, though. Is it gonna flush on my ass 10 times? Yes. Is that gross? Yes. And the second thing I love are those spinny toilet cover dispensers. It's usually at airports. I really like that. Big fan. I support it, okay? In general, more tech, more problems. Abebe wrote, the 21st century tech industry has managed to make the word smart feel repulsive and the word dumb sound appealing. How else can you explain the news that more than 1/4 of younger Americans are curious about switching to a dumb phone? How about all the people searching the internet for the right dumb TV, dumb watches, or dumb coffee makers? One part of this, I think, is that, first of all, people are sick of being addicted to our phones. So if every item in our lives is now connected to our phones, it makes it that much more difficult for us to distance ourselves from those phones, right? So that's annoying. But even aside from that, these products are doing too much, none of which are the things that we actually want them to do. I have another example, the Baby Brezza. This is a smart machine that can make individual formula bottles for babies. And this is great, okay? Because when your baby is hungry, it's very stressful to try to rush and like make a bottle while you're holding them, they're crying. So automating this can be a huge help, especially for new parents. Except many parents have been horrified to discover, sometimes after feeding their babies for months, this machine has allegedly not been dispensing the right amount of formula, which is catastrophic. If the ratio of formula and water is not right, these babies are either being under or overfed. This is so incredibly dangerous and infuriating. And you have to be really careful with formula if you're not familiar, especially the younger a baby is. You need to sanitize the bottles. Then you're gonna need to use the exact right scoop for that brand of formula. You need the right ratio of water, and you're supposed to use hot water to make the formula. It helps it dissolve, but it more importantly kills the bacteria that can be in the formula, so then the formula is safe. Then you have to wait for the bottle to cool so that the baby doesn't get burned, obviously. So now you have parents who have already invested in this very expensive machine. They're trying to double check that their machine is in fact dispensing the right amount. So you can do like this little experiment with like plastic wrap to be able to catch the formula, and then you can weigh it and compare that to how much it's supposed to be. It's like, again, this is a lot of work just to double check that your expensive machine for feeding your baby is doing that correctly. It was kind of your whole job. How is it possible that this is still on the market? And I'm almost done with my soapbox, but I personally would recommend these formula pitchers. That's what we used. I could make a whole batch of formula, like a day's worth. You use hot water, you have plenty of time to cool it, and then when you need a bottle, guess what? You go pour it, it's done. And what, that's like a $10 pitcher at most that you can use every day? But back to my point, again, why are we overcomplicating something that should be relatively simple, right? There was another example of a girlie getting locked in her Tesla because I guess when you start a system update, it just locks down the whole car. So you're not supposed to do it while you're in the car.
So I did that, and now I'm stuck in my car, literally dripping sweat, and inside my car it's 103 degrees. So I'm slightly freaking out. I hope I don't like run out of air. I can't open up the doors or the windows, otherwise I could potentially damage my car. So I'm just stuck in here roasting like a freaking chicken.
But you would think that maybe this car, this smart car, would have fail-safes, or simply allow you to pause the update, or the ability to open your doors and windows without breaking the car. Are we kidding? That example was from a couple years back, so I don't know if Tesla has like changed that since, but obviously Tesla's reputation has only gotten worse in recent years, so I would just say don't get a Tesla. Continuing on, I want to talk about appliances because these have been an unfortunate target of the smart product design marketing. And here's the thing, old school appliances are beasts, okay? The last washer and dryer set we had, I'm pretty sure it was older than me, 30 plus years, worked perfectly. Guess what? The clothes got clean, they got dried. Literally, what more could you want? But that's a problem for these companies. They don't want us to have a dishwasher, oven, washer, dryer that are gonna last decades. That's bad for business. That's another really frustrating part of all this, is even if you want just a straightforward dumb device, no smart components at all, please, no Wi-Fi, no app, no Bluetooth, whatever. Even if you want that, it can be incredibly hard to find those sorts of machines. Everything on the market is smart. This commenter wrote, I had a double oven that was 45 years old and still worked well, but the knobs were getting finicky and hard to replace. I upgraded, and literally within 2 years, the electronic smart component burnt out and cost about $300 to purchase and replace. I bought an extra component in case another one burned out and they stopped making them. But this element too, like the right to repair, even if you have a great machine, you want to keep it forever, eventually either you can't fix it or you can't find the right parts, or some products are actually designed, especially now, to be unfixable or only be fixed by their representatives so that they can get more money out of you. I sound like a broken record, but this should be illegal. It probably is illegal in other countries. It's just wild though, because if you think about an appliance, the hardware of it all, when you're adding all these smart features, all this techie stuff will have more problems. That is a certainty. You're adding more components and they're more sensitive, they're more finicky. So in addition to standard stuff, maintenance, now you've got to worry about like software and updates and clouds, Wi-Fi issues, troubleshooting. Great, because I'm literally just trying to wash my clothes. So then we get to smart appliances. Again, the thing that we've been promised, we've been sold this idea of a smart home where all of your appliances and devices are connected and they work well and they communicate together. How beautiful. But what I've seen online is a lot of people complaining that their smart appliances simply do not function, period. Who cares about these smart features? They won't even do the baseline task they're supposed to do.
This fridge was like $4,000, $4,200, and the smart features are just fucking stupid, and most of the features on this fridge are stupid. There is nowhere on this fridge that will indicate the actual temperature. And I thought, oh, well, maybe with the app, I'll be able to see the temperature. No, I want to be able to see, hey, what's the temperature of the fridge? Like maybe a coil is busted, won't tell you that. Will it tell me if the door's open? Nope, won't tell me if the door's open. So like, what good is it, right?
Your fridge will not cool. Your dishwasher is leaving dishes dirty. But at least you can tell Alexa to change the color of some lights. By the way, shout out to this commenter who suggested this video topic. It was on my list, but they encouraged me. Thank you. They also sent me this smart dishwasher example.
This weekend, I had to buy a new dishwasher because our old GE died. After my dad and I got it installed, I went to run a rinse cycle only to find that, along with features like delayed start and eco mode, require an app. Not only that, to use the app, you have to connect your dishwasher to Wi-Fi, set up a cloud account in something called Home Connect, and then, and only then, can you start using all the features on the dishwasher.
And I can absolutely relate because I had the exact same experience with my washer and dryer. These are a smart washer and dryer set. Ooh, fancy, brand new. Guess what? So annoying. You have to use the app to be able to use them, essentially. You can access the basic wash cycles, but for a long time, I couldn't figure out how to change the temperature, which is very important. I couldn't adjust any of the settings and it kept telling me to go to the app. Hey, guess what? I'm already here standing at the machine pressing these stupid little buttons, not real buttons, little sensor buttons, and now you're telling me to use an app. I thought the benefit of the app was that I could monitor the machine from afar. Now I need to use the app to use the machine that's right in front of me. So whatever, I'm like, you know what? We'll just run it normal, the settings that it's locked in, great. Then I put everything in the dryer. It finishes a little while later and my clothes are damp because this dryer has a smart sensor, which means that it will actually end the load early because it thinks that the clothes are dry even though they're not. And then I'm gonna restart the dryer and it's gonna stop it again because it believes that the clothes are dry but they're not, and I'm trying to override that, but it's smarter than I am, so it stops my dryer. I really love that feature. So eventually I learned that there are a bunch of different wash modes and types of cycles and very specific things like jeans wash or whatever. Hyper specific. I've never needed to get this niche with my laundry before, but maybe. All of these things that were ordinarily basic cycles that were included in a machine because you have knobs and buttons and you can simply choose which cycle you want and adjust the settings here and there. Now all of those are not necessarily paywalled yet, but yeah, you got to go to the app for that. You have to use an app in order to access these very elusive special cycles.
If you have a cloud app, that means there's a cloud service that has to be running that costs money to maintain. And if there's no subscription fee right now, they could be selling our data already, but that's one possibility. The other one is at some point they'll either close the service because it's a cost center that they don't want to pay for, or two, they're going to charge a subscription. And all of a sudden, if you want to use rinse mode, it's going to be $5 a month forever. That's insane. That's stupid. That's so dumb.
Like, hey, I'm just trying to wash my underwear. These are features I don't want. You're locking me out of regular features I do need, and you're putting this stupid buggy app as a middleman between me and my laundry or me and my dishes. Get these apps out of my life.
I'm going to show you all how to fix this Maytag smart washer.
During my research, I stumbled upon one particularly infuriating smart appliance. This is the Samsung Family Hub refrigerator, which is a very pretty-ish, apparently. I'm like, I wouldn't choose it. It's a fridge with a giant iPad on the front, basically. I've always been asking for that. More screens.
This delightful refrigerator here can do just about anything. I can watch the news, I can listen to music, I can check the weather, I can even look through the app at work to see if I've got milk still.
Have you ever wished that your fridge didn't have a handle? Neither have I. But Samsung has you covered. They've rolled out a new AI-powered refrigerator where you say, open sesame, the fridge opens. You say, close sesame, the fridge closes. Well, that sounds cool, right?
I do not want my fridge to be voice powered. I am perfectly happy opening a door. I've never been pissed off about that. Could the feature be helpful? Maybe in theory one time if my arms are really full, or for a particular client who would like to use a voice operated fridge, sure.
You know what I can't do? Refrigerate food with it.
Samsung has a terrible track record with refrigerator reliability. Their compressors were failing left and right.
Okay, Samsung, this is crazy. The freezer is at 70. It's not making ice. Everything has melted. We had to throw everything out.
But if you don't mind that, great fridge, really beautiful. Brittany Ralston wrote, though many balked at the idea of having yet another internet connected device in your kitchen, the appeal for families is obvious. It can be a central hub to quickly add items to your shopping list, view recipes, and perform other tasks that would otherwise require pulling out your phone. Oh no, not the thing we all already have in our hands at all times. Don't make me pull my phone out, the thing I do quite literally thousands of times a day without even being consciously aware of it. I do realize I'm contradicting myself here. Back with the key example, like having to pull your phone out is less convenient than simply using keys. But I think in this instance, having a shopping list or whatever, looking at a recipe on your phone, if anything, is probably easier than navigating your fridge iPad. Yeah, we're in this weird space where it's like, on one hand, what can we possibly use our phones for more? Because we always have our phones. But on the other, what can we replace our phones with because we're sick of using our phones? So, I don't know. Samsung had reassured potential buyers that it had no plans to include advertisements on its fridge, which may have influenced many purchases. Now things have changed and existing owners are not happy.
They're putting ads on the touchscreens now, so you can have ads in your kitchen, which sounds really exciting.
So now you're getting ads on your giant iPad fridge. Literally, there are ads everywhere we look in our lives, but like when they find a new little spot to intrude, right in the middle of the kitchen, the central hub of your family, the family hub. That's the thing though, it's like they can promise things, they can say like, oh, we have this feature, we'll never do this, blah, blah, blah. And then guess what? At the drop of a hat, they change it. They say, actually now there's this fee, actually now there's this subscription, actually now you have to use the app, actually now your fridge just doesn't work, bye. And it's like consumers have no recourse. There is nothing you can do in many of these circumstances. Now you just have to accept that there are ads on your fridge and your food is spoiled. Bye. Finally, we reach the end. The people yearn for physicality, okay? We want buttons, knobs. Physical over digital. We are tired. We have so much fatigue with our screens and the ads and the apps. This comes up in every video because it's connected to everything. People simply want quality stuff that is made well, that's gonna last, be fixable, and do what it's meant to do. Is that really so much to ask? It actually makes me feel like I'm losing my mind because I'm like, why are there not companies? Why is there not one company that's like, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna be crazy. We're gonna build good stuff. We're gonna give the people what they want. We're gonna make a good fridge, a really solid fridge, nothing crazy on top. We're gonna build a washer and dryer that cleans and dries your clothes. People would go crazy for it, I think. And if you could make it at like the same reasonable prices. There are probably companies that are like, yeah, we could do that. It's gonna cost you 10 times as much. It's like, all right, never mind. Truly though, next time I am in the market for an appliance, which I hope is not soon, I am going to shop so hard trying to find the dumbest appliance I can. The dumbest. If I see a Bluetooth icon or a Wi-Fi connected, get out of my face. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more internet analysis videos. I'm gonna go look at some appliances from like the 60s and drool over them. Okay, thanks, bye.